I'm Barry Funkhauser, and this is the Barry Funkhauser Show. Here's what's up. Well, allergy season is becoming longer and stronger due to climate change. Humans will achieve immortality in 8 years, claims a former Google engineer. And California lawmakers okay fines for high gas prices. As always, I'm here with my co-host and general know-it-all current events guy, Joe.
Hi, Barry. Did you get rained on again today? How's the farm doing with the rain?
Yeah, it came down. We had a little. It's starting to come up again tonight, but we had a little sun earlier today, and I got into an argument with the squirrel.
Oh, I get into arguments with squirrels every day.
Now, the squirrel's usually cool. I mean, I saw him the other day up there in the avocado tree, which is basically where you don't want a squirrel.
And eat all your avocados?
The neighbor's avocados, so I was all right. It's kind of all right with it. I'm not going to complain too much about that. But then I see the sucker this morning trying to nibble through my vegetable cage in my greenhouse, trying to get in there.
Yep, squirrels are smart, man. I got a couple, Steve and Steve-O. They just they will not leave my balcony bird feeder alone. So it's just, you told me earlier today, it's just one of those things I'm going to have to eat. I'm just going to have to eat it. The squirrels are going to eat the bird feeder. It's just, it is what it is.
You named your squirrels what now?
Oh, okay. So the wife and I like alliteration. So if it's if it's a animal that starts with an S, we're going to name it something that starts with an S. So they're male squirrels. I'm assuming they're male squirrels. So the original one is Steve. Steve has paws with like longer fingers on the front. And then there's Steve-O. Steve-O has shorter fingers on his front paws. Steve-O is a little bit more rambunctious. Man, that squirrel will seriously take like 6 to 7 foot jumps, not even care, like run across my balcony, jump to the other balcony, and then jump. Big jump from my balcony all the way over to the wall on the other side to the other building next door. And then Steve, the original squirrel, he's a little bit more reserved. He takes his time getting around things. He doesn't like to fall so much.
Uh-huh.
So, but man, they come all the time. The thing, and I was fine with it, but now they've gotten a little too comfortable. And Steve pooped on my deck. He pooped on my balcony, and I'm not okay with that. Like, hey, man, I am letting you eat out of my bird feeder and drink out of my water fountain here, that are reserved for the birds, but I'm being cool about it. And then you come over here and you poop on my balcony. Oh, I don't know. Steve and I are going to have some words today.
The blatant disrespect, Joe. I'm telling you.
I know, the blatant disrespect of these squirrels. What the heck?
I just named my squirrels target number 1, target number 2, target number 3.
Oh no! See, I don't ever know. No, I'm not gonna go out and kill squirrels or kill animals. I'm not gonna put a target on their back. Nothing like that. I'm just gonna name them cute things and then hope they come back because I like to see animals. When the first trip Linda and I ever took, she won a trip from her then employer, and she took me to Maui. So that kind of sealed the deal for me. I was like, I'm going to marry this woman. She's taking me to Maui. It's only 6 months in. I'm sold. So we stayed at like the nicest hotel we're probably ever going to stay at in our entire lives, the Maui Ritz-Carlton. It was super, super awesome. I wish she still had that. I wish that company was still around, man. They had some great perks. But there were 2 birds that used to come and hang out in the garden outside of our room, and we named them Bob and Betty Bird. So for the entire week, we're like, hey, it's Bob and Betty. Let's go hang out with them.
Aw.
We're silly married couple like that. We do stupid stuff like that.
Very goofy. All right, well, let's get into the news today, non-squirrel related news today.
Okay.
Well, there's new government research that shows that higher counts of pollen are starting earlier and lasting longer, making allergy season a lot worse.
These days, when Nicole Levin wears a mask, it's for pollen, not COVID.
My asthma has gotten so much worse with the pollen, and it's starting earlier.
Allergy season that used to begin in late March now strikes Levin in February, forcing this New York teacher to double her allergy medicine, but it's not enough.
From work, I used to miss 1 to 2 days during the allergy season if my asthma was flaring, but now it's up to 3 to 5 days.
The suffering is nationwide. New government research shows pollen season starts 20 days earlier and lasts 10 days longer. Dr. Purvi Parikh is an allergist in New York City. We know that climate change is making the allergy season longer, but is it also affecting the potency?
Absolutely. We're seeing much higher counts of the pollen and much earlier on.
There is 21% more pollen in the air than in 1990, fueled by carbon dioxide from man-made climate change.
As these CO2 levels increase, the plants are thriving even more so. And as a result, they're producing much higher levels of pollen than usual,
leading to more allergies, which can lead to more asthma. Asthma causes 11 deaths a day in the U.S. To combat allergies, Dr. Parikh recommends 24-hour antihistamines instead of decongestants. Over-the-counter nasal sprays and eye drops can help too. For Nicole Levin, preparation is everything.
If I didn't have a treatment plan, I wouldn't be able to function.
To survive a worsening allergy season on a changing planet. Ann Thompson, NBC News, New York.
Oh, yeah, well, have you caught it? Because I caught it, and my sweetie caught it.
Caught it? You don't catch you don't catch allergies. It's just part of your body's immune response.
You can catch it if it's in the
You don't catch allergies. It's just there. You catch a virus, you catch a cold, but you can't catch asthma. You can't catch an allergy.
I still think you can if it.
You can't. No, you can't.
Like a
molecule we could have this
flying
discussion
through the air.
Okay, okay. So there's pollen flying through the air for everybody, but I don't tend to be allergic to pollen. Some people are allergic to specific types of pollen. Like Linda is only allergic to walnut pollen. We unfortunately have a walnut tree next door, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, pollen is bad. Well, that's not bad, but it's...
of it.
Wait, what's that?
Are you pretty susceptible to getting?
Oh no, the only thing I'm allergic to is penicillin. You give me a shot of penicillin, I will die.
Oh, that's not.
Everything else, I am good.
Don't you need what happens if you get sick?
There are other antibiotics that I could use besides penicillin that are not based in the psyllin family.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I take those. But yeah, penicillin. What did I have that I got penicillin for back in? I don't remember exactly what I had. I do remember it might have been strep throat. I think I had strep throat. I used to get strep throat a lot. And I got a shot of penicillin, and then they sent me off to school. That was in the morning. I started school at 8:30. I went to the doctor at 8, started school at 8:30. By 10 o'clock, our recess started. My entire body was covered in hives.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so my mom, I went to the doctor. I went to the nurse, and I was like, I don't think this is right. I got a shot this morning, and now my body's looking all weird. And she's like, oh my God. She had to call my mom. We rushed to the doctor. The doctor's like, oh, okay, yeah, you are allergic to penicillin. Let's give me another shot that kind of counteracts the effect, I guess, or stops the penicillin reaction, something like that. Anyway, I didn't die because I'm still here, unless this is just a really, really bad version of heaven or a really good version of purgatory.
Maybe you
either way, I'm still here.
At least you found out early.
Yeah, I did. I found out early. That's a good thing. But the other thing that happened to me is I didn't catch asthma, but I did have adult onset asthma.
Okay, now what's that?
I got asthma after the age of 20.
Oh, I
Environmental reasons is what they say.
Ah.
I don't know. I've lived in Southern California all my life, and there's pollution here. So I have a little bit of asthma. It affects me here and there. It really affects me. When the forest fires were burning, that really hit my asthma hard. Well, I mean, it hit some people worse than others. It really triggered my asthma. Is the thing that happened. So it made my chest feel really compressed. And what asthma is just inflammation of the lungs. So that's what happens. But an allergy, your body is actually allergic to the pollen, little pollen molecules that are flying up into your nose, and your body reacts to that as a foreign entity in your body, and so it throws your immune system into overdrive. That's what's happening with bad allergies.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, so I feel terrible for people that have allergies, but man, this woman was in New York, and she was still having that bad allergies. Like, they have a winter where, like the snow damps down like all the allergy stuff. So she was getting it in February
that's what it's all
still.
about. Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what's happening. So wash your hands and washing
your hands does nothing. I'm telling you, you can't catch an allergy. It just happens if you are allergic to that specific plant's pollen.
Wear a mask. Can I say, is that good advice then?
What?
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask. There you go. That should help, because then you won't be breathing in the pollen. So there you go.
Finally. Okay, good. All right, more news.
Oh, go.
More news here. Humans will achieve immortality by 2030, Joe.
An engineer who worked at Google says humans will achieve immortality in 8 years. Futurist Ray Kurzweil says the next 8 years, we could all be forever young, just like our favorite celebrities. It's all thanks to nanobots, microscopic robots that work to repair cells and damaged tissue, even could fight cancer potentially. I can't wait until all issues with grandma can be solved by unplugging her and waiting 30 seconds to plug her back in.
That's a word.
Oh, yeah. Of course, lots of people are skeptical about this, but Kurzweil has a pretty good track record for predicting the future. 86% of the major predictions he's made have actually come true. But of course, there are the ethical concerns about immortality, as depicted in the 1992 documentary, Death Becomes Her.
It is a documentary. Yeah. That is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Such a great movie. Robert Zemeckis actually directed it. Unbelievable, though, right? Because it is. It's like it really is a sort of cautionary tale about, like you could live forever, but you might be a spoiler alert soulless person crushed into little tiny pieces at the end of a movie.
There you go, Joe. I guess would you take it if I wonder how far the nanobots will go, and do you think that is an accurate statement by the year 2030?
No. No. And it also, it's a little bit misleading. We won't be able to live forever. That's the singularity. That is when we will be able to, the singularity is a concept in physics, mathematics, and science that states that computational processing will get to a point where humans will be able to transfer their entire consciousness into a digital form. Okay, that's called the singularity. That will allow a human to become, quote unquote, immortal. The human body, the actual physical human body, even with nanobots fixing everything and making sure we don't have diseases and repairing stuff, it's a physical body. It's a mortal body. There's no amount of science in the world that can science the human body to last beyond a specific point. And I think recently scientists actually they mathed this out. And they say that it's even with the most technological advances that we can possibly think of or not even think of, we don't even know what could be possible, the human body will degrade and you can't keep it alive after 150 years. There's just no way. It's not possible to do. It's just things degrade and decay and die. And even if like these nanobots were able to get in there and fix the telomeres and, make things a little bit longer in our life, sure, we can live better and have a better quality of life for a longer period of time. But don't be thinking that 2030 is going to come around. Everybody's going to be able to go down to the doctor, get an injection of nanobots, and they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to revert to 25 and I'm going to be 25 forever. No, that's not going to happen. Oh, and can you imagine how terrible that would be for our planet? We would absolutely, if that was possible, and everybody at 2030, or let's just say even the rich people at 2030, were able to go in, get a shot, and then just stay alive forever in their physical bodies, we would have an absolute horrific world war within like 20 years, because we would just have, if no one died, how are we going to have the resources to keep everybody alive? You still are going to have to eat. You're still going to have to do, have resources to feed us. Nanobots aren't going to be able to just like spontaneously make more water, or make more air. There's a finite amount of stuff on our planet. How are we going to be able to, we could barely support the billions of people we have now. What if that doubled in like 20 years? There's no way. So no, I don't believe this.
So Joe, you're saying we're all going to die?
Yeah, that's like the only thing in life that is guaranteed is, man, you're going to die. I got this great magnet from, the Paris underground tombs, like the
catacombs.
You've heard about the catacombs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got this great magnet. It's on my fridge, and I look at it every day. It reminds me. It just says, "Stay calm and remember, you will die."
Oh.
So hey, you know what? We're all gonna die. Let's just enjoy life a little bit while we're here, and not make it terrible for people that come after us.
We're not here for a long time, so let's make it a great time. All right. More news, hopefully uplifting here now. Not really, though. California lawmakers approved the nation's first penalty for price gouging at the gas pump.
The purpose of this bill is to increase transparency in the oil industry. So take a look here. This has been an ongoing issue for several months, and the final bill that was approved does not cap oil refinery profits or penalize the oil industry. But what it does do is it gives the California Energy Commission the power to set a cap and impose penalties through a regulatory process if it decides oil companies are making excessive profits. The legislation also requires the oil industry to provide information about maintenance and pricing decisions in order to deter companies from price gouging. But will this have a direct impact on consumers every day at the pump? Here's what one expert had to say.
I don't think it's going to have any impact for consumers at the pump. California had this problem over the summer when 4 or 5 refineries were down for a great length of time, and they had to rely upon importing oil from Colorado, from New Mexico, from Texas, and from overseas. And so they were competing for gasoline with the buyer in Tokyo, the buyer in Berlin, the buyer in Kiev, Ukraine. It was a bad time, and California was at the end of the supply chain.
Supporters of the bill say requiring refiners to disclose information about pricing decisions will deter price gouging and prevent price spikes in California like last summer. But opponents say prices are higher in California because of the state's policies to limit gas production. So we'll really have to wait and see what happens. But this bill will take effect in 90 days.
Everything but doing a limit to the amount of money you can earn. A billionaire limit. They're trying everything except the most obvious, which is you guys have made enough money. You can't make any more. The bank's out of money. Just like in Monopoly, when you are really doing really
the
well.
bank's out of money.
That's it. You have more money than anyone else. You win. You win economy.
Okay, well, what's to stop that billionaire from just being like, hey, I don't need to live in California. Okay, fine. I'll just go and I'll move to Hawaii, or I'll move to New York, or I'll move to Singapore, or I'll move to somewhere else.
No, we all got to agree as humans.
Oh, well, that'll never happen. We can't agree on anything in this country or this world. There's no way we're going to agree to that. There's no way.
Yeah.
I do like the price gouging thing. I think that it should be. I think all companies should.
This is all showboating, though. I think.
I mean, it's a little bit, yeah. There's some showboating in here. You're trying to get people on your side, sure.
Next time the gas prices go up, they can institute a little fine or whatever, and attempt to satisfy the $8 a gallon we're going to see very soon in our.
Well, here's my thing is gas should probably be twice as expensive as it already is, and I hate the fact that we are in our country, we have gotten used to all of these falsely low prices because the government subsidizes a bunch of stuff. And I don't, you know what, like, sure, does that help the poor? Like, I don't think we need to subsidize certain things for literally everybody in society. We need to subsidize for people on the lower socioeconomic scale. But we don't need to subsidize gas for everybody who's making decent money. It's like if we weren't subsidizing the oil industry, I guarantee you we would be much further along in electric cars and other technologies that would replace any kind of carbon emitting fuel. We would be way further along, but our government has made gas prices like artificially low for 70 years or something. It's ridiculous. So yeah, they're high in California because California has a lot of people, so we have to buy a lot of gas. I mean, sure, that you should bring prices down, but the other thing is we're really, really aggressive in California with how gas has to be made and processed, and the switching over from the winter blend to the summer blend and all that stuff. It's expensive. But the things that they did really helped clean up the air in Southern California. If they didn't do this stuff, remember the smog when we were kids? How horrible it always was?
Yeah.
It was like China level. Like China's dealing with that stuff now. We dealt with that stuff in the 80s here. Now I can go outside and I can run in Los Angeles outside pretty much any day of the year, except for when there's a horrible forest fire out there. And it's okay. I don't have asthma issues. And I can actually just like be outside and run. But that's because of California's really aggressive laws when it came to climate change and gas and consumption like that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's expensive here. But the gouging is something that is just egregious. I don't think companies should not be able to profit when everybody else is struggling just because they need to get your product. It's like, I think we should do this. Like, what were to happen if like there was a toilet paper shortage? Should Charmin be able to charge you $10 per roll of toilet paper now?
Hey,
or is that like a necessary thing for our society?
I don't know, man. I'll go after those little red bears if that happens. It'll be on my crap list for sure. I'm agree, Joe. Overall, I'm agree. So, all right. Well, that's it for today. Tomorrow on the show, Joe, do you know who we have on? We have a famous, pre-famous musician. From
pre-famous musician. I like that.
Pacific Northwest. He's we don't know much about him. I should have asked him how to pronounce his last name. But
oh man. Oh, we're gonna go in and you don't even know this poor guy's last name? Oh, this is gonna be
well, you try to pronounce it there. You can see it.
No, I'm not gonna try. I don't wanna screw it up either. No. So we'll just call him Rain.
Yeah, we'll talk to Rain from the band Bluephoria tomorrow on the Barry Funkhauser Show. We'll talk to you then.